kind of screwed up. Harry, what's going on, buddy? Come on, bud. Come on. You want to pick up? Oh, there you go, buddy. All right. I just got to get you out of here so you don't mess with Ivy. Come on, big boy. Come on. Ivy, you want to take? There you go, girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go, sweetheart. Whew. And basically, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I asked you a question, and I was really interested in your opinion, but I didn't do a good enough job of explaining what I really wanted to accomplish. Good girl, Ivy. Have some fun. Snazzy. Come here, buddy. There you go, buddy. There you go. You're a beautiful boy, I tell ya. So obviously, guys, I need to learn how to ask questions a little better on the vlog. Rita, come on, girl. Come on. That's a girl. Whoa! There you go, sweetheart. What a wonderful thing. And basically what I meant is the fact that I asked you guys a question about potentially downsizing BHB, and honestly, I feel like I didn't explain myself well enough. So I read through 2,000 comments, and a lot of people really were passionate about me not downsizing, me going and moving into another place, buying another building, expanding, whatever the case may be. And I feel like I didn't explain myself well enough. So I apologize for asking that question. Sometimes it's hard in a 15-minute video to express yourself the way you want to, and I appreciated your opinion, I wanted your opinion, but I didn't explain myself well enough what I meant by potentially downsizing. Night Fury is amazing, and basically what I meant is that I have to just do a better job of explaining things because it's a complicated thing, and in a vlog it's hard to explain all the details. It's not just about business, right? It's also about personal. You guys know that I've been on this kind of anxiety journey, getting better, not there yet, but you know, so I have to make decisions that are not only business sense, but also from a personal happiness sense. Now, I'm going to first start, but if I had never brought it up, you guys may not even know that I had downsized if I was going to, because we're only talking about 20 or 30%. And don't get me wrong, that 20 or 30% is going to be difficult, you know, because I love all my animals, but the idea of like renting a new building or buying a new building and moving it all and having stuff off-site and the stress and anxiety that goes along with like having 2 places, more expenses, all that type of stuff, is it really worth it? You know, from a business standpoint, you could say, well, Brian, you could still make money. I get that, but it's not really about money. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm not really motivated by finances. I'm motivated by personal experiences. And the fact is that I love the Reptarium and I love BHB, but it makes the most sense to try to keep things in one spot. And the only way to do that is to somehow maybe streamline BHB a little bit. And listen, when I ask your guys a question, I appreciate every comment and I take it to heart. I think what happened was a lot of the comments that you guys made about you should never downsize, don't forget where you came from, that was one of those things. So I'm never going to forget where I come from. That doesn't mean that I can't go to other places, right? You know, I mean, because you came from somewhere, it doesn't mean that you can't grow as a person, grow as a business, grow as everything. So I apologize that I wasn't more clear with my intentions and maybe the actual clarity of the question that I asked. Now you gotta remember that the majority of the animals at BHB I've had since babies. I typically raise things up, so obviously I get emotionally attached to every animal I have, and making decisions which ones we may want to rehome is gonna be difficult. You know, I'm not in a position to do it right now. This is something that's gonna happen over 18 months. I mean, this isn't like tomorrow, third of the collection's gone. Basically what it is a slow kind of progression. As we expand the Reptarium and potentially come into this space, we need to downsize to get these animals in the space that we have available. As a matter of fact, you guys know that the next process we have for the basement by the podcast room is actually going to be building a colubrid room, right? So all the colubrids that are in this room that could potentially be Reptarium 3.0 will now be moved into a new area, so that frees up this whole area here. Then we have to do the same exact thing with the dungeon. That'll be something that'll happen at least 6 months from now. It's not going to be anytime soon. So it's a slow process, and again, it's a process that maybe I didn't do a good enough job explaining it to you guys. So I certainly apologize because I made a mistake. And speaking of mistakes, on a completely different level, Brazilian rainbow boas, Colombian rainbow boas, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any litters this year. And that is a mistake on my part from a breeding standpoint. Basically what happened is we got so busy over the breeding season. You guys know I focused so hard on ball python production that about halfway through the breeding season, I kind of lost focus on the rainbow boas. Now, you gotta keep in mind that the ball pythons and most other pythons breed during the like November, December, all the way through March and April, whereas the rainbow boas start breeding about February and they breed really through maybe May or June. Well, it was probably around March. I just got overwhelmed with so much going on and I stopped really rotating the males like I wanted to. So that was a lot of animals, things like this Brazilian rainbow boa that could have had maybe 20 or 25 babies. Also, the same goes for these beautiful leucistic Colombian rainbow boas. I kind of just dropped the ball, and that just goes to show you that even after 3 decades of breeding snakes, you can still make mistakes, and how important it is to stay diligent. I'll be honest, in the beginning I thought, all right, I might be okay. I saw some copulation, retention of sperm, all that type of stuff, and I thought, they'll probably go. And I had a few females that looked like they really did swell up. I thought for sure we was going to produce at least a handful of litters of rainbow boas. Turns out that we don't have one baby, and I was really going through the other day, and it looks like none of the females are gravid. So it's kind of a bummer because, you know, you work all year to take care of a big group of animals, Brazilians, Colombians, all that type of stuff, and now there's no fruit to your labor, and that can really be costly because now I've got 2 years worth of expenses into these animals, if they produce next year, it really cuts into the profit margin. So when you're managing a ball python, a colubrid, a rainbow, a boa constrictor, a sand boa colony, whatever the case might be, you have to really stay diligent. And even someone with as much experience and know-how as I do still make mistakes. And this year, it certainly was a costly one. Ultimately, I think that's why I like the podcast, right? It's a long format. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you really quick, we had a lot of people that were concerned about our sloth, you know, the fact that we're getting a sloth. And then we talked about it on the podcast at length about what our plans were with the sloth. And then a lot of the people that commented about, like, it's a mistake to get the sloth, you're not going to do well with it, said, oh, wait a second. Now that I hear the plan that you have, I think you are going to be okay. So a longer format like the podcast is nice because you can sit back and you can talk for 2 hours about your plans. So I have to really keep that in mind, right? Is because when I'm just throwing stuff around the vlog, you guys are getting little tidbits of information and not the whole picture. Again, that's why I love the podcast, is because we can talk about it for as long as we want and really explain the thought process behind it. Again, you know, BHB's not going anywhere. You probably won't even notice a difference with BHB because we're still going to be cutting eggs, we're still going to be hatching. It's just going to be squeezed down a little bit so that I could put more energy into the Reptarium, and that's just kind of the way it goes, right? You know, but I do want to know in the comments, did this clarify some things? Are you okay with the fact that I kind of felt bad that I made a mistake? Let me know in the comments what you feel, if this has changed your mind about it or anything like that. So I always love hearing from you. Don't get me wrong, I read your comments and they mean so much to me. And in this case, I think it was more my fault than anything, and I'm going to try to do better in the future. To Brian, this is from Michelle. This is from Michelle Block. I don't know how to open this box.
Clearly.
Get the saw. Get the sawzall.
Might as well. You pretty much are doing that.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
it doesn't say fragile, so we can only hope.
I don't know. There's. Let's see. Well, first there's pens.
There's a knife.
I like pens. Oh my God, there's a knife. Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Those
Here.
are good too, Brian.
Yeah, those are great.
These are great. Here, read that note.
Jeez.
Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. Got a little blood python here.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses.
Got the
I can't
puppy
do this.
dog. Dear Brian, I wanted to start out this letter by letting you know how grateful I am that you have been a part of my life. Anxiety has been one of my main struggles in life for a long time, and I can remember, and I have used your videos as therapy since the first time I watched Snake Bites years ago, so thank you so much. I truly believe that between watching your videos and having my pets in my life has provided me with a much higher quality of life than I had before without them. I couldn't agree more. I will keep you in my prayers and hope that you have nothing but great days ahead because you deserve it. Much love, Noah Buck. So Noah Buck, thank you so much, and let me see what's in here.
I hope it's just a box with candy.
Oh
in
my
it.
gosh, what do we got? I don't know what it is. What is this?
It's like
It's a hatchet. I think it's a hatchet. I don't know what it
A
is.
neck knife?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a neck knife. So I wear
How is
around
a
my neck.
knife.
You put it right around your neck and then you keep it under your shirt.
It is a little hatchet.
Oh my God! What is that thing?
It's awesome, man. I love it. Look at this. I'm gonna be walking around. If you ever say anything bad to me,
Thanks, Noah.
I love it.
A neck hatchet. What the
Don't mess with me. I think it's time you get back to work. So again, I apologize. I hope that you guys are more clear on what my future plans are. I'll do my best I can possibly do to kind of continue to clarify what I mean before I mean it. Sometimes I just don't think it through. Thank you guys for understanding. If you enjoyed this video, here is a playlist because I fed a bunch of snake feeding playlists right over here. Up on this side, you can subscribe to that podcast I was talking about, long format. On this side, you can subscribe to this vlog channel, turn your post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you tomorrow.